everybody. Welcome to this week's virtual garden story time. I'm Miss Elizabeth from the J.C. Ralston Arboretum, and I've got a new story for you this week. This week it's going to be on dandelions. You may have seen some of these as you're walking through your neighborhood, and maybe even picked up one of these guys and made a few wishes when you blew on it. So we're going to talk about dandelions, and we're going to read the story of the dandelion seed. Let's go find out what happens.
The Dandelion Seed by Joseph Anthony. It was autumn in the garden. All the flowers had died and dropped their seeds. Only one seed was left, a little dandelion seed who was afraid to let go. But the winter wind began to blow. The stronger the wind blew, the tighter the seed hung on until it felt the wind blowing right through it. Then the seed left the garden behind. It became part of the wind and was carried away. The world was bigger than the seed ever imagined. It was also more frightening, more lonely, and more beautiful. The more the seed saw, the smaller it felt. It wondered where it belonged. There it is right there. The seed landed when snow began to fall. It listened in silence as peace covered it like a blanket. Finally, spring came. Sunshine warmed the air and the soil, and the little seed began to grow tiny leaves and roots. Its leaves spread wide to gather the sunlight. There it is right there. The roots reached deep to drink fresh rain. Look at it. It's growing bigger. Soon the seed flowered into the bright, delicate dandelion it was meant to be. It shared its green leaves with deer and rabbits. It gave sweet nectar to the bees and butterflies. Then, almost overnight, the life that began as one little dandelion seed ripened into many. They each became part of the wind and were carried away. Look at all those seeds. All except one. Don't be afraid, whispered the dandelion. The wind and the sun and the rain will take care of you. Let go and you will see. You will see. There's the little girl, she's pulling the last one. The end.
So dandelions are a really fun little flower that you can find growing out. Many people think they're a weed, and so you'll usually probably won't find a lot in your neighbor's yard. So I had to take a couple of walks to find the dandelions to use today. But you'll more than likely find them like on the side of the road or in a natural area in your neighborhood. But you'll find some dandelions, and there's all sorts of fun things that you can do with dandelions. A lot of the crafts have where you recreate the seeds that you blow. What I want to show you a couple of things that I like to do with dandelions. The first is, you may not know this, but dandelions with their pigment in the flower, you can actually just like rub them and paint with them. See how it has that yellow on there? And if you wanted to get a little bit more yellow, you could probably take like a rock and use a rock to sort of squish all of that onto the paper, and you could sort of paint and draw with the dandelion. And usually with the dandelions, the more that they're open, the better. But you can use that to paint a picture. And this is a fun thing that you can do also with like leaves of plants. You can get that same pigment coming out of the leaves, the chlorophyll or some of the other pigments that are in the leaves. But that's fun because then you can sort of like paint with the dandelion petals. That was a really good one. Had lots of good yellow in it. Now if you want other colors than just yellow, you could actually use your dandelion like a paintbrush. So if you take your dandelion flower and just dip it in there, then all of a sudden you're painting a picture with your dandelion. And then I'm gonna mix my paints. And you can use it sort of like a stamp and get some really cool patterns out of your different colors. To create a fun picture. It's just a different thing to use other than a regular paintbrush or a foam brush. It gives you a little different look to your pictures and just a little something different to have a different experience when you're painting. Oh, that turned out really neat with the purples and the blues all mixed together. And then also online, I'll include this link so that you guys can go and print it out, but you can make your own dandelion. Hope you have fun.